acquired Cityworks in 2000. Before that, we had built up our GIS. That's the whole reason we got GIS, was for our public works utilities. So we had all our mains in, manholes, everything was mapped, and it came to, you could make pretty maps with it, but what do we do with it now? So that's when we started looking for work order management software. And we decided on Cityworks because of its connectivity to the GIS. That was the main selling point for it over the competition, and how customizable it was. Our first project implementing the work order management system was for our sewer cleaning. We had all our data in the GIS, the mains and all the infrastructure, and we wanted to put it to work. So work order management system just made sense. Cityworks has enabled us to be accountable, show what our field workers are doing on the field. When we started tracking our sewer main jetting, we'd map it and show the crews what they had done and what they needed to do. It really motivated them, and we didn't expect that to happen, but once they saw how much work they were doing, they started to feel good about what they were doing. Nobody likes to clean sewers, but they seemed to be a little bit more motivated about, hey, let's see if we can get this done this week. And it really made the rest of the crews more accountable for their work, because now you can run a report, show on a map what they've done, what needs to be done. So in that respect, it was good motivation for the crews. We first implemented Cityworks in our sanitary sewer department, and then we went to water, and then storm. And then with the foreclosure crisis that came on in 2006, 2007, we felt we needed a way to track those issues that were happening at vacant properties. So we just decided to use address points as the feature class in the GIS to build a Cityworks workflow off of, and that's worked out very well.
Code enforcement had the issue of more and more vacant properties coming on the market. They needed some way of tracking the issues surrounding those vacant properties. So we viewed Cityworks as an opportunity to utilize the same system in multiple areas. Our city forester is using Server in his truck out in the field, and when he comes upon a tree that needs to be either taken down or trimmed, he will create a work order, and at the same time he will create a PDF and send it electronically to his tree contractor, who may be sitting down the road, and be able to take care of that tree that afternoon or within the week. It's been a great paperless system for our city forester to use. We do have a number of clutter and hoarding houses in town. We have a housing inspector who is specializing with our hoarding and clutter homes. We create a garbage house work order against the address point in our GIS database on that property, and then we track any inspections that we've done on that house. We use tasks on those work orders as well. We also record if we've had police and fire contact at those properties, because it does utilize quite a bit of our fire and police staff as well.
Working with Cityworks, I implement the program with our new city ordinance, which requires rental property owners to be notified when there's police calls to their property. And in order to do that, there's 1,500 rental properties I have to keep tabs on. I have to enter all these police reports into some program that also works with code department so that they know what I'm doing also. After they reach 6 calls in 6 months, then they get a letter, an administrative letter from the police department, from me, stating that they could potentially lose their rental license.
Well, Cityworks has really helped us out with tracking vacant homes, and especially being that we're in Minnesota and how cold our winters get, it's very critical that we make sure that we shut water off to any home that's not being lived in. So Cityworks has helped us to track those vacant properties. And we just started using Cityworks in 2008. And so as an example, back in 2008 we had 41 vacant homes that we're aware of that flooded, where the pipes froze and the house was flooded, and huge amounts of property damage was a result of that. Now, because we are using Cityworks to track those vacant properties, those vacant homes, and make sure that we get water shut off to as many of them as possible, over the last couple of years of using Cityworks, we're down to 4 properties that we know of this past winter that did have freezing pipes and flooding. So we've really drastically reduced the number of properties that have been affected by, again, freezing pipes and flooding and extreme property damage.
Cityworks has brought departments together rather than Public Works being on an island in a separate building. Now our code enforcement knows what our Public Works people are doing. Our city manager's office can see what is going on out in the field as well. So it's really helped us consolidate what we're doing for the citizens.